Hey Moon Magic Super Souls, welcome to the channel, welcome back to the channel for those of you who are connected already. Beautiful souls, we are asking today, what is happening for you in December? And we definitely have pile one showing up already. So let's place that here and let's just draw a couple more cards, and then I will draw runes and charms as well. I'm seeing this for pile two. And this for pile three. Okay, what is happening for you in December? We have for pile one, Moonlight. This is your card for pile one. And then for pile two, we have the card of Solitude. And then for pile three, we have Gentle Gardener. Now, if you already know, just from looking at the cards, you already know which of the readings are, or the reading or readings, depending on, sometimes more than one will speak to you. If you already know which one is calling to you, the timestamps are below. But if you actually wish to have a little bit more time or a bit more information, I'm going to now draw a rune and a charm for each one. Okay, we have for pile one, we have a bird. This looks like a swift or a swallow. And your rune is the rune of Constraint. Okay. This is Nathus. Okay, so we have those. Now, let's look at, gosh, the rune already for pile two is literally leapt into my hands. This is the rune of Othilla. This is Inheritance, Gain. And we also have a beautiful charm of a lizard. And then for pile three, we have the music notes. And we also have, now this is interesting, this is the rune of Nourishment of Possessions, Fehu. Okay, so music note, Fehu. And that's pile three. Okay, so I will leave the camera running just for a few moments longer. You can always press the pause button if you need a little bit more time, and I will see you in the readings, beautiful souls. See you in a moment. Hey pile one, welcome to your reading. This is a very interesting combination, I think, with Moonlight. I'm seeing timing here. Now we're asking what's happening for you in December, not what's happened, what is going to happen in December. With this bird, the swift, I'm seeing something moving forwards, and yet at the same time I'm seeing the rune of Constraint, Nathus, which implies that something may stop or pause in some way. Do you feel there's something of timing coming through here? Maybe divine timing, perhaps if something pauses or you're shown something with this owl. Let's just dive straight in and draw more cards for you. Let's draw an Archangel Michael Sword of Light card first for you. See what we are shown. You are protected. You are safe within my bubble of light. You can proceed with confidence. Okay. We have a nice, festive, beautiful festive card here. May we have information and guidance, please, Spirit, about pile one and Christmas. Your log. Insert me with a bleeding thought, a sacred creation birthed from thee or thy. I am God, I am goddess, I am creation and the creator. Okay, we have, where should we put this? Here, I think. A Christmassy feel to this. Okay, and we have some other oracle cards. Let's have a look at these. What are we shown for my beautiful? Oh, there's a rune in there. How interesting. In that case, I'm going to assume that this rune is supposed to be in your reading, this rune card. Okay, we have Jira, the rune of harvest. How interesting, next to Yule log. And I'm seeing this one, the witness, and this one, the ancient ones. Ah, okay. Let's draw some tea leaves for you as well. She's just going to cut this pack. It's such a large pack of cards. We'll have these two. And this one, and this one. We have four-leaf clover, great good fortune. Spiritual guidance, protection from harm. We have vulture, depression, anxiety, worry that someone is against you. And then wind chimes, peace and harmony. How interesting. You're being guided to something in December. And it's really, really beneficial with great good fortune. And yet there's also a parallel circumstance or a situation. I feel like I'm looking at your world in two parallel lives, almost. You're moving to great good fortune. Something is moving fast with the swift. And yet there is also something else going on that feels as if it's either slowing you down or it's needing to be attended to, because we've got a lot of protection coming in here. We have peace and harmony. We have great good fortune. I mean, this is these sort of parallels here, really, that we've got. We've got the angel giving you spiritual guidance, protection from harm, depression, anxiety, worry here. And then we have great good fortune and peace and harmony. I rather feel with your cards that something is being taken care of. But it could cause you to feel a little unanchored, and yet another part of you is flowing forwards in a really good way. The Yule log is this turning point. Insert me with a bleeding thought, a sacred creation birthed from thy, or the I am God, I am goddess, I am creation, I am and the creator. With a Yule log, this traditionally was like a log, and it was burned for, I think it was 12 days, the 12 days of Christmas. And everybody could put into it something that they wanted to let go of. And it kind of was about the healing of the goddess energy, the feminine healing energy, the letting go, and then the sort of the God energy of the more dynamic moving forwards. And I sort of feel there's this duality in your reading, as if there is something simmering in the background that's maybe taking up a bit of your headspace and a bit of your airplay, and yet simultaneously your world is like thriving. It's pushing forwards. It's moving ahead. I think we need to draw your tarot cards really and see what we are shown. What is happening for my beautiful pile 3? May we please have information for my pile 3? So you have 7 of Vessels mourning. Yes, there is some sort of parallel process going on here for you. And then Queen of Arrows, Swan. This is exactly the same energy. This is exactly the same energy. On the one hand, there's something that you're grieving for, mourning for, something that you're letting go of. Simultaneously, you are gliding with grace forwards. And it is with grace. It's not just a direct kind of like fire your arrow and go kind of energy. It's moving forwards with grace, with dignity, with pride, I'm hearing as well. But pride, that it's not about false pride, ego pride. I don't mean that kind of pride. I mean genuine pride. You've navigated something. What I'm seeing in January, what I'm seeing in December, how interesting that I've leapt to January. How fascinating. I might actually draw a card for January, do you know, at the end of the reading. Perhaps that's what we're needing to do, or certainly for yours anyway, pile one. Whether it comes through for the other readings, I don't know. But yeah, you're rising from something, coming through something, out the other side of something. On the one hand, some stuff in your world is really coming to fruition, actually, seriously, big time. And yet there is something in the background. What this sort of reminds me of is, I don't know, if you were, let's say you've been processing a bereavement or something like that, or any kind of situation where something ended up not working out and feeling like it really diminished your energy. Simultaneously, you've been gradually picking yourself up, because that's what happens. We kind of re-enter life again in those situations. We gradually rebuild ourselves. And I do see these sort of parallels, because there's still a bit of a residue of that mourning or that processing of something that has taken up quite a lot of airplay within you, and yet simultaneously other stuff in your world is rocketing forwards, almost as if there is like a little residue of something. Spiritual guidance, protected from harm. You're getting a lot of reassurance here, tons of reassurance. You're protected, you are safe within my bubble of light, you can proceed with confidence. And the Ancient Ones always speaks of being guided, and the Witness is also about moving forwards. I almost feel as though you are a part of you. This is really what I'm hearing. A part of you is proceeding with caution, and I think the proceeding with caution is largely due to where you've come from, or this other circumstance or history that's taken up a lot of your airplay. It's actually time to release something and give yourself absolute permission to, with grace, leave something behind. I'm really being called to use the Art of Manifestation Oracle cards. These are my own cards. Let's draw these. Giving and receiving. Give and take is different to giving and receiving. Taking and receiving are not the same. When we take something, whoever we take from may or may not have chosen to give. Your message is becoming clearer. However, when we receive, choice and respect are an integral part of the exchange. Let go of any need to take and embrace the harmony of giving and receiving. Okay. What I'm kind of hearing here, it's this giving and taking. This is sort of saying you're not without agency, really. I almost feel as though something is really moving forwards. And on the one hand, it's moving forward swiftly. On the other hand, you're feeling a little bit cautious. I think possibly overly cautious. Your message is really clear. The way to handle this, actually, is to do with really recognizing that you can, well, basically navigate this. You can negotiate this. You know, you don't have to just take something on face value. So if something's moving forward and it's a really, really amazing opportunity, great good fortune, there's a peaceful way of approaching getting your needs met within this scenario. Maybe your needs haven't been taken into account historically. Okay. And I think there's anxiety and worry that this could happen again as you move into something. But truly, honestly, this is a really different situation. This is a situation where whatever is moving forward swiftly it's bringing you great good fortune. So please don't be concerned here, beautiful souls. Let go of the worry, actually. Let go of the worry. This is coming to harvest. This is coming to fruition. Let's draw some additional tarot cards for you. See what we're shown. Here we have more information and guidance for pile 1. Cards are very lively. I'm seeing this one, and this one, and this one, and these 3, and that one. Okay, I was about to shuffle more, but I don't really think I need to. Your cards are flying out for you, really. Let's have a look. Let's get more information about December. How interesting. I think December is a terrific month for you, and yet it's like you're entering the month with a bit of anxiety. Now you have Page of Cups, so yeah, you are moving into something that's new. It's got quite a young feel to it. 6 of Cups, seeing a lot of satisfaction here. And then we have the 4 of Pentacles. Okay. Yes, this is holding on to your fears, your worries that someone might take advantage of you, or that you won't have room to negotiate within this situation. Okay, we then have the 10 of Wands. Okay, we have the Hermit. We have the Queen of Pentacles. And the King of Wands. Oh, this is lovely. Okay, so I actually think that the situation that is moving forwards, that you're very cautious about, I actually think it is genuinely like a piece of luck, as it were. You are being gifted with protection and guidance. I think you could make a mountain out of a molehill, actually, and forgive me if this feels like quite direct language to you, Mike, but I have to say it as I see it. I think you could make the concerns bigger than they need to be. I'm seeing a really okay outcome, but what I'm seeing is also the potential for a lack of communication here. I mean, the Queen of Pentacles and the King of Wands, they're not really looking at each other. They're not really talking to each other. So there's, on the one hand, there's this fabulous sort of energy of something moving forwards with grace and wonderfulness, moving ahead, coming into fruition. Whatever this is for you, you'll know. When we always, with a general reading, we need to apply it to our own circumstances. So, please do so with discernment. But I feel like you could, if you worry about this, you're fearful that someone could take from you again, or somebody could take advantage of you. I think if that overloads your concerns, if you're overloaded with that, literally overloaded, then it will cause you to sort of, it won't bring a breakdown of anything. I'm not seeing a breakdown, but I am seeing a sort of a stepping away from something. The key here is actually to talk about these things, really. I know that can be easier said than done, but everything in your reading is suggesting that if you sort of cross the T's and dot the I's, as it were, talk about it. It's like, how does a contract get sorted out? It's not a place, often we worry, don't we? If we're signing contracts or we're negotiating something or we're entering anything, really, we often worry about, let's use that example of a contract, about, perhaps we get a contract through and we think, well, that's not what I wanted. You need to cross the T's, dot the I's, look at the detail here, because you're not stuck with it, you don't have to just accept it. You can send it back, you can talk about it, you can negotiate it, you can work this out. And in fact, it provides a really solid foundation. I think, even in relationships, as an example, if you think of a relationship as a contract, I know that might sound a bit of a formal way of saying it. When I worked all my main working life, I worked as a psychotherapist, and I did a lot of work with couples, which I loved. And I used to kind of get them to look at their relationship as a contract, not because I wanted it to sort of be rigid and formal, because that's not what we're after really, you know, that's not necessarily healthy, but it was about defining carefully what they each wanted, and also, you know, maybe where their fears were lying, because, you know, you could shift a couple from a place of war almost, war through misperception, actually sometimes, into a place of real love, gratitude, appreciation, where one person could voice their insecurities and the other person could then know what to do to assist them with that, to support them, and then that person, so the whole thing becomes very organic and growing, but in the most beautiful way, because there's a clarity as to what's going on, rather than just feeling like, gosh, this person doesn't meet my needs, or I'm fearful this person will go back and be the same as everybody else I've ever met. Everyone's a taker kind of scenario. I'm not saying that that's entirely, you know, in any way that's you, but it's an example of how, if things are talked about, this is where things get then sorted. This is not a time to cling to past perceptions, actually. That's what I'm seeing here. Absolutely not. This is a time to really open yourself to real conversations, letting go of those fears and worries, but through conversation, not just sort of ignoring them or sweeping them under the carpet, but through conversation, through an opening up. And of course it's a risk to open up and say, I feel quite vulnerable here, or I've had a bad experience, so I'm sort of testing the waters a bit here, or I'm a bit cautious because. But actually, if someone was starting something and they were a bit reticent and a bit cautious, the other person, if that's not talked about, the other person could conceive that or perceive that to mean any number of things. They might perceive that this person isn't really committed. They might perceive that this person isn't, you know, feels that they don't really want to be in that situation, or they've, I don't know, signed the contract but wishes they hadn't. And actually, if you just talk about it, those concerns can then be supported. But if they're not voiced, they can't be. And this is what I'm really seeing in your reading for December. Something is moving ahead swiftly. I mean, maybe because it moves ahead swiftly, it presses some buttons or leaves you feeling a bit swept off your feet. There's something else having airplay as well. And for some of you, it could just be that you are mourning and grieving for something, and therefore it's lingering a bit. But however we look at it, I feel it's colouring your perception of what's going on, and you could make this a bit burdensome. Alternatively, you could step away and just think about how you could talk about this. Let's draw some more cards for my lovely pile 3. In fact, I will just draw from this pack again. Maybe we have some kind of an indication here. Well, thank you very much. Yes, we have 2 of arrows, injustice. Yeah, this is how interesting. There's this feeling as well of something's out of balance and it needs to be brought back into balance. If you are in any situation where you feel one person is giving more than the other, feel your way through it. Yeah, because somebody could feel a bit disgruntled here if they feel that one person has more than the other person has. Maybe have clarification around this, please. The hooded man. Now you've got the hermit twice. Look at this. Feel your way through this. Okay, feel your way through. Don't kind of blindfold yourself to what's going on really. I'm seeing so much to do with the way that perception colours our perspectives. Just looking at this little wren here, showing the way. Wrens are very protective. They're quite territorial of home, of family. We have a doorway. There's an entry point here that will be shown to you here. You are going to be guided through this. We've got all this good luck, and it's fascinating. There's a really interesting energy around you because there's this wonderful opportunity, there's this good luck, and yet something has to be sorted here. Don't blindfold yourself with any kind of perceptions. You're being asked to step away from something that would give you have you clinging to the past. Look at the details. Simply do so honestly and frankly and with awareness. Because your perception could be coloured. Yes, 10 of Vessels, happiness. So the outcome is totally doable. It's like the 4-leaf clover card, you know, good luck and good fortune. The outcome is completely wonderful. This is about getting out of your own way. Pile 1. Moving your perceptions. This is what your overview of December is about, actually. So I will say, let me sort of summarize. Really, there is something really utterly delicious moving into your life, and it's moving you away, I do think, from a period where maybe there has been some sense of isolation or lack or something that didn't work out. And somewhere in your history that is there, and I think you are cautious about moving forwards. You really are cautious. It's almost as though you're slightly on high alert, and anybody or a circumstance, anything could rock up, and you'll perceive it as being something that's taking you back down the old road again, or oh, here we go, this could be repeating, this could be another repeating pattern. Really bin that one. Burn it, literally. Put it on the fire if you've got one. If insecurities raise their head, literally write it on a piece of paper and then ceremoniously, providing it is safe to do so, burn it. What is coming into your world is actually, or what is moving forwards, has great good fortune attached to it. It really is. It feels like a real blessing, and you are being guided and protected. There's a real kindness in your reading, actually, I feel, from your kind of guides and angels, and those that love and guide you, those that walk alongside you. Yeah, I do feel there is a great deal of care around you, care, kindness, compassion for the fact that moving forwards to something that I think you really want is feeling a little tricky, because it's perhaps pressing some buttons. The buttons actually need to be put down, and do remember, if any situation presses your buttons, well, they're your buttons. You can decide what you want to do about them. You have a choice. So that would be worthy of listening to. Don't be blinded by misperception. Just navigate this with balance. Ask for what you need. Ask for what you need. Talk about it. Say how you feel. If you have fears, talk about your fears. Rather than feeling as though someone will take from you, talk to them about it. Don't blind yourself. Don't blind yourself either way. So whatever this is, I'm seeing a fabulous outcome. I mean, 10 of Vessels, happiness. How gorgeous is that? And this is, it's like everything is delightful, and yet something in you is taking up far too much airplay, far too much bandwidth here. So your reading for December is very clear, and I'm going to wish you a wonderful December, a joyously happy December, a December of great good fortune coming your way, with a very clear message from Spirit, great deal of kindness and compassion for the fact that something has previously not been okay, and it's left you with insecurities and some fears around, particularly around giving and taking, around there being a balance. There's a fear around whether something will be balanced, whether too much will be taken from you in some way, shape or form. But I kind of want to say ditch that if at all possible, and just negotiate this, and speak openly. I think you'll find that you're going to get a very receptive audience if you speak openly in whatever circumstance or situation this is for you, and then the fruition and the everything can just flow for you, and it's delightful. So yeah, get out of your own way, pile 1. Have a wonderful December. Keep us posted in the comments. It's wonderful to hear your stories. Beautiful souls, I'm sending you all the love in the world. thank you all of you for being here and being a part of the Moon Magic community. If you want to get notification of my readings, don't forget to subscribe and press that little bell icon too, or just check out the Moon Magic Weekly Tarot homepage. You can always find a reading if you're ever having a wobble. Scroll through the videos. There's a timeless readings playlist as well. Just scroll through them and just see where you are drawn. They really are kind of a resource that's there for you if you need to find something in any given moment, just as an anchor point. Beautiful souls, I'm sending you all the love in the world. Have an amazing December. I think the way is being paid for you to have exactly that, actually. It's this is all about getting out of your own way, burning those old fears and anxieties, and allowing yourself to receive, actually. Tons of love, Pile 1. Happy Christmas. Hey, Pile 2. Welcome. You have a very interesting combination here. We're asking about your December. You have the card of solitude. I always feel with this card, I love this lamp post here. It always reminds me of the Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe. Like the lamp post was the point of how they could sort of, I don't know, find their way home, or there was it's like an anchor point. Now, this card may be suggesting that you really seriously take some time out, step away from the busyness of your world, and I want to say enter the dream time. With the lizard. Lizard is all about dreaming in what you want to happen, manifesting through the dream time rather than through physical action. Now, Othilla is a rune of, well, it's inheritance, it's gain, it's also like a snake shedding its skin. It's like you've outgrown something. Sometimes this relates to real property, and this is a building. It's looking a little bit worse for wear. It looks like a windmill and its sails have fallen off. So let's draw more cards. I need more cards to know what is happening for you in December. I think, you know, consciously taking time out to replenish and dream in your future is definitely on the cards, literally. Let's see what else we're shown. Okay, there is your first card. This is an Archangel Michael. Be the real you. Your greatest power comes from being who you truly are. Don't let anyone sway you from expressing your authentic self. Love that card. Look at the colours in it. Okay, you have chills. Okay, now this is a card that suggests that you are needing to, again, take some time out. What are you processing here? This is what I'm feeling. Take some time out. What are you leaving behind? May we have more information, please? What is happening in December for Pile 2? We have, okay, these two. And we'll draw you a rune as well. Okay, you have Awaz. This is the rune of defense. Okay. You have Beauty Way, Thunder, and the Time Master. Okay, let's draw some tea leaves for you as well, and then we'll draw tarot cards in a moment. Okay, and I'm just going to cut. This is such a huge pack of cards. You've got 3 coming out here. What do we have? You have Knot. You have Mice. Okay, now bearing in mind December incorporates Christmas, and that means family time. And I just want to say that sometimes, you know, families, you know, we love them, but my goodness me, sometimes it is a place where there can be discord or difficulty. I always think our family relationships, our primary family, are often the most difficult we ever have, and we have discord among friends or family and some unsuccessful plans. Okay, something's tied in a knot here. Okay, then we have, okay, Fly, a period of ill health. We have depression and anxiety, and then Hand. Okay, I'm glad we have the Hand card. Okay. How interesting. I do feel that December for you is a time when you are going to seriously, possibly actually see something very clearly for what it is. A bit of an awakening. It could well be connected to family. It could be a friendship group. And Christmas time, it's a very social time, isn't it? It's when we get together with people. And in a way, we sometimes see people in a different light. I sort of feel like you're going to see something in a different way and really just be you. Don't be pushed into having to be what other people require over December, actually. This is very clear. I think that for you, pile 2, the focus in this particular reading is actually connected to family and friends. So it's interesting, it's not dominating the whole of December, I don't think, but it is focusing on a particular area of your world. So, I mean, we were asking it in many ways. We had a general question about what's happening in December, but your reading is really quite specific. It's focusing on a particular area of your world. It connects to your friends or your family, possibly your primary family. I always think it's like the family you're born to as a family, as opposed to the family you choose. And you're being asked here to actually completely take charge of how you approach this. This is a reading that is asking you to step back from the situation. Don't get tangled or drawn in or knotted into it. I think you're probably very aware of some element. And I said a moment ago, it's like maybe you see something clearly. Maybe it becomes more clear to some of you. But for others, I think you probably know this may be a circumstance you know. You may be fully aware that there are some complex family dynamics. And you may be debating what you're going to do around December, Christmas time, particularly Christmas, New Year's, all of the times when we tend to maybe make connections with people that we don't see on a regular basis even. Or maybe there are obligations, a sense of obligation. Your reading is very interesting. So far, we haven't drawn your tarot cards yet. But actually, your reading is asking you in no uncertain terms to step up, back off, retreat, step up, and actually think about how to do this, whatever is required, or whatever you're being asked to do. Think about how you wish to do it, and I want to say on your terms. Okay, pile 2. You can go and get involved and, but you don't have to immerse yourself in it completely. There's a definite need to back away from something, to perceive the whole situation through the eyes of love, the Beauty Way card. It's a lovely, lovely energy. It's about really looking at everything through the eyes of love, of compassion, of beauty, even if it feels pretty tricky. I feel like there's a very clear message coming through. You may already be finding that you're wondering how you're going to navigate a particular family situation or a friendship group or something like that. I don't feel this is an overview. It may be, if you're looking for the overview of December, it may be that one of the other readings is also relevant to you as well, because this is so specific. But it's the message that's coming through for you. It's all connected to family and close connections. As I said, family, friends, work colleagues even. It could be a connection with what you do at the Christmas party or something. But there's something around these dynamics. There's something that is actually pretty tricky. There's discord, and there's going to be discord. People will fall out, they're going to fall out. It may even be giving you the heads up that if you go to a family event and someone falls, starts to be a falling out, don't get knotted in it. Don't get tangled in it. If your plans go astray, don't worry about it. Just take charge of what you can do. Don't let it get you down. I feel like we've got this fly. It's that saying, is a fly in the ointment. Like the fly in the ointment, the spanner in the works. almost as if you are, it's kind of like if you were asked to organise something for Christmas, a family event, and then someone puts a fly in the ointment, a spanner in the works. You know, there's a rat in the kitchen, and you start to get quite, oh, you know, what's going on? You know, just, I feel like there's a need to sort of accept what's happening and then decide what you're going to do, as opposed to being drawn in and trying to fix a situation. You know, we don't have control over what other people do, but we do have control over what we ourselves do. Othilla, do you know, this does speak of inheritance, gain, and of real property sometimes as well. But it's like, it is literally saying you've outgrown something. And the inheritance is actually, and the gain are there because we choose to let go of something. So I feel like there's a definite, it's like finding your own anchor point here. Even if someone knocks the wind out of your sails, finding your own anchor point, even if it gives you the chills or you feel like you're being left out in the cold, all these sayings are coming through, but it feels really right. I just feel like you have a connection to a group of people, family, friends, whatever it is, who honestly, truly honestly, they just are what they are. You can't, and you're not going to be able to fix them, okay? You can't fix them. And no amount of time or investment will fix them. And they're going to continue to behave as they do because that's how it is. It reminds me of, in my counselling world, which is what I used to do full time, in my counselling world, we have a joke, which is how many counsellors does it take to change a light bulb? Only one, but the light bulb has to want to change. You've got a lot of light bulbs that don't want to change here, okay? So no amount of investment, no amount of time, nothing you do is probably ever going to be right for these people. That's what I'm seeing here. And, you know, I'm not being flippant in my sort of chuckle that comes with it, but I have that just because I guess I have a real experience of this. I have some connections, family connections that relate to this kind of scenario, actually, funnily enough, and I actually chose many years ago to sort of literally to boundary myself with the rune of defense, to boundary myself, to not get involved, actually, to do what needs to be done, and making really conscious choices, so I don't get hooked in or tangled in it in the way that, you know, years ago I would have done. You know, it would have eaten away at me, well, did, and now it doesn't, actually. This is not my problem, really. You can't change that light bulb if it doesn't want to be changed. So investing in trying to fix something that can't really be mended isn't going to work. But investing in you, taking time away, sitting, you know, sit in the dream time of what you do want, make clear choices as to what you will commit to and what you won't. I mean, this is really clear. Let's draw some cards for you. Let's draw some tarot cards. We haven't even got to your tarot cards yet. Very fascinating, your reading. So we have, I'm going to take all these that are showing up for us. So we have the Hermit. This is in a traditional pack, the Hermit. So back again to sort of solitude, that take time away. Don't feel you have to, oh, look at this. You have, so let's just put your cards out. You have the Hooded Man, which is the Hermit. You have the Great Bear. Look at this cave. You have the World Tree, and you have the Pole Star. Your reading is so clear. I feel like there's this massive shift in energy here that we're seeing. In fact, let's just put this here and this here and look at these as a sort of a 4. Go into your cave. Don't get dragged into anything. This is very much acknowledging that you need to retreat and enter the dream time. This is what this is like the west point of the medicine wheel. If you look at tribal, well, particularly Native American traditions, the medicine wheel, the west point is the point of the bear. And it's where the bear goes into his cave to hibernate. And the hibernation isn't just a period of sleep. It's not putting life on hold. He's entering the dream time. He's entering the dream time. And in this imagery, we see this bear sitting on top of a long barrow. There are many of these in the area I live in. A long barrow, although they were considered places of burial, and there's lots of different thoughts about what they were used for. But I have certainly been shown that they were used for journeying, for shamanic journeying, or the equivalent of shamanic journeying. You know, I've been in long barrows where when you go in, there are certain places within that long barrow where if you sit, you spiral into another dimension immediately. They're like energy points. They are extraordinary. And you know, yes, they were used for many different things, I have no doubt, and I don't claim to be an archaeological expert, but my own real experience, I can tell you, of sitting in long barrows, there are pivotal points within them very often, not perhaps all of them, but I've certainly been in some. Often those that are less visited, I think. Interestingly enough, perhaps the energy is still more intact, almost purer, I don't know, but I have definitely experienced places within these chambers where you spiral into another realm. Literally, you are literally taken into the dream time. So you're being invited here to handle this situation with real thoughts. Follow what is right for you, the North Star, your pole star. If you feel you can't see the woods for the trees, just take time out and retreat. There's a massive shift in energy here because these 4 cards are all about empowerment. The World Tree, this is the equivalent of the world. It's an ending as well as a new beginning. It's like finding your way through the labyrinth. And I'm seeing doorways being shown to you. There's a doorway here, a doorway here, a pathway here, another entry point. Very interesting element coming through to your reading. Very interesting element. We will draw more tarot cards in just a moment. This is an entry point for you, even if it feels a little tricky. This is an entry point for you to choose not to repeat a pattern. It's like an entry point for you just to be you. An entry point for you to, not to repeat a pattern. Not to do what's expected. And you don't have to do it in a confrontational way. You simply walk away, really. Follow what's right for you. You're almost being released of any obligation here, which is really interesting. That's what's coming through as this secondary message. It's like this, what might seem a little bit sticky, feels like there's a real bonus to it in your choices because you've outgrown something. This is a snake shedding its skin. You may even choose, because this is about real property sometimes, not to spend Christmas somewhere where you normally do. Maybe there's a debate going on for you even at the moment as to whether to do the traditional thing or go and do something completely otherwise. Well, follow your North Star. Do whatever is right for you. Your reading is designed to be empowering you in a very specific circumstance, actually. My lovely pile 2. There we go. And so your cards maybe have more. Or are we showing more for my lovely pile 2? Yes, there are your cards. Okay. We have the High Priestess and the Knight of Wands. Okay. Remain calm. Remain calm. Make your choices. Yeah, 6 of Swords. I'm seeing you leaving, vacating, moving on. Your plans may change. Whatever you thought you were doing around the festive period, or in December even, your plans will change. There's a new opportunity for you. We have the 3 of Wands. Yeah, look at these signposts. Here, there is a new opportunity for you. You can do something different. Here, we have the Chariot and we have the 9 of Swords. What I see here is that there is a real opportunity for you to do something very specific, like an invitation or something coming to you to be somewhere else or do something different. And even though it might give you a bit of grief, you are being invited, advised to do whatever is absolutely right for you in this one. Really wholeheartedly, what is right for you. We have the Chariot moving forwards here. Yeah, how fascinating. Let's just put these over here, I think, actually. I sort of want to say, don't give it too much airplay. You know, don't give it too much headspace. I think you could end up deliberating over this far too much. The answer is just, you know, whatever scenario is going on around you, whatever this relates to, whatever is happening in your December, a change of plans is likely to happen. I focused the emphasis around the Christmas period. I'm very aware of that. And that is simply because it's often the time when we connect with family and friends. But if we look at it even as an overview of December, I think something is coming in around, literally, it is a connection with family, friends, or a group of people. And I think plans are going to change, and you are being invited to sort of do what's right for you, do your own thing. Go into your cave, contemplate it, don't feel pressured into doing anything. And there's a really, I feel like there's a different solution that can be found that is just right for you. But it's very much about you following your North Star, because there are doorways being opened here. And I think just the very essence of doing something differently is creating quite a significant shift forwards in a really, really good way. It releases something, it removes some sense of obligation from you that maybe you would have been drawn into previously. Let's just, here your card is already showing. I was going to say, could we have an affirmation of the outcome? And you have the Ten of Vessels, happiness. This is, well, you couldn't have a more beautiful card, could you? Ten of Vessels, this is the Ten of Cups. Look at the water flowing. I mean, this is happiness. It's an abundance of happiness. Pile 2, this is your reading, I think. The outcome is really clear. Detach from any situation that feels a bit toxic or a bit, you know, people doing their own thing in a way that, you know, it just puts a fly in the ointment or a spanner in the works, and just go with it. Do what's right for you. Absolutely go with it. Do what's right for you, and it will be perfect for you. Don't do the, you know, the deep dark night of the soul searching stuff. Just retreat into your cave. Look after yourself, enter the dream time. Look at the positive here. Look at the outcome. You know, if plans goes from higgledy-piggledy-ing your cards, but you know, I think that's almost, I think, what will happen. Like, something comes along, you just think you've got everything in place, and then something comes along and it changes your plans completely. Well, how marvellous, because the outcome is going to be something that's so much better for you. We can so dwell in something, can't we, if we feel that somebody does something that causes your plans to be scuppered, and you sort of think, gosh, I just organised that. But actually, I think the alternative is so much better. And if you look at it through the eyes of love, the beauty way, and just think, gosh, actually the universe orchestrated this for me so I could have what I needed and I desired, rather than you know, being drawn into something and feeling just sort of let down or put down by something. It's just, so just, I feel this is suggesting there will be some kind of an alteration to your plans, and you're being given a very, very big heads up as to how to navigate that. Very specific reading for you, pile 2. Very, very specific indeed. Beautiful souls, this is your reading. Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing. It is so, so, so lovely. Oh, I've just realised, you know, in pile 1, I drew a card from my own pack of cards, the Art of Manifestation Oracle cards. In a way, I feel this is your reading, but I will actually draw one for you, I think, just as a sort of a completion card. Yeah. Release the past. What's this one? And forgiveness of others. Well, there we are. Okay. Let it go, move on. Beautiful souls. I do actually give away a pack of these cards, and I also give away a diary and a journal for next year as well, my Manifest with the Moon diary and journal, and a free private reading actually every month. It's a prize draw that I give to my subscribers, so do subscribe, press the little bell icon, and watch out for the announcements, because I always announce the winners here on YouTube. I'll put the link to the subscriber email list if you want to join. Beautiful souls, we could not have a bigger affirmation. This is actually freeing you up, which is delightful. So have a wonderful December. Have a very happy Christmas when we get there. Thank you for being here and being a part of the Moon Magic Tarot channel. Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing. Thank you for commenting. And your comments are wonderful. Thank you. It's lovely to hear from you how the readings are resonating. Beautiful souls, I will see you for other readings. Obviously, I'm posting this as we approach December. You can touch base with any of my readings. If you press the little bell icon, if you're subscribed, you should get them coming into your stream. And if you don't, if you just search on YouTube for the Moon Magic Weekly Tarot, you'll get the homepage, and there's a ton of videos there you can explore, and timeless readings playlist that answers specific questions, all kinds of stuff. And I will put all the links to the different things that I do. There's a ton of stuff that may be helpful and valuable to you, beautiful souls. So I will put all of those links in the description box, along with the cards. You know, they're there with the timestamps too. Beautiful souls, have an amazing December. Happy Christmas. Hey, pile 3, you have the card of Gentle Gardener, and you have the rune of nourishment, possessions, nourishment. This is Fehu. This also speaks of ambition, satisfied. There is something in December that you can nurture, you can bring it forth. And I feel very joyously with these music notes, but let's draw more cards for you and see what we are shown. What is happening in December for my lovely, pile 3s. That has to be the worst shuffle I have ever attempted to do, but I wonder if that's telling us something, the way they just all slid through. What was that about? Like a landslide. Do you know what's coming through? Landslide victory. It's time to play. You're working too hard and worrying about everything. Seek out joyous experiences to bring balance back into your life. Okay. I'm still hearing landslide victory. Offerings. I give to you my heart's intent, wrapped in gratitude and thankfulness, devotion in exchange for your presence. Here I am, gifting my essence. What a beautiful card. I feel that whatever you are nurturing, just let it gently unfold, let it open. I think it's coming. You don't have to pressure it, you don't have to force it. Let's draw some more cards for you as well. But I feel your December looks as if you're almost being asked to sort of just relax a bit, chill out. It's going to happen in its own time. It's going to happen. You don't have to worry. Forcing it won't make it happen any quicker. Nurture it, look after it, provide it with the best conditions. It's like seeds, isn't it? You don't have to sit there 24/7 watching them in order to make them grow. You have to water them, and you have to make sure that they don't get frosted or whatever. You need to take care of them. But you don't sit there 24/7 willing them to grow or making them grow. You just provide the best possible conditions, and then whoosh, up they suddenly come. What are we shown for my lovely pile 3? We have Othilla, we have Winjo, the rune of joy. Okay, we have Arrow, we have the Holy Mountain, we have the Hummingbird, which is also about joy, and we have the Hunter. This is fascinating. I feel like fire your arrows straight and true. And then, I don't know, just expect it to land. But you know, I'm hearing lots of things. Your message is channeling through for you. I'm hearing expect a miracle. Okay? Fire your arrow straight and true, then get out of your own way. I'm hearing expect a miracle. Very interesting, you've got the hunter and the arrow. I actually feel that you are being shown in December that there will be a particular kind of, almost like a route to take. But it needs nurturing rather than pushing. It's almost like the more you enjoy what you do, the more it will flow into being. That's what I feel. Let's draw some tea leaves for you as well. I'm seeing this one and those two. We have forest, muddled, unclear thinking. We have March, okay, right. We have angel, spiritual guidance, protection. We have mountain, you're on the road to success. Trying to squeeze all your tea leaves in here. Mountain road, seahorse, family matters, compliments from an admirer. Okay, I'm actually going to put those over here. Now, yes, that feels right. So, take time out to play. Love what you're doing, and it's going to fall into place. It's like aim your arrow straight and true. A story is coming to me actually, and the story came from one of the Jamie Sam's books. I'm a very big fan of Jamie Sam's, and she was speaking about a young person, little people, talking to the best hunter in the tribe and asking him why he always managed to sort of to find his kill, to provide for the tribe, and how did his arrows always aim true? How did they always get to exactly the immediate, quick, fast, immediate sort of kill of the animal in order to feed the tribe? And he said the story that was told was he was explaining how he made his arrows. That when he made each arrow, he blessed it with intent, effectively, and he asked and requested that every arrow he made would do its job really effectively. It would do its job, and it would do its job really, really well. It would, you know, deliver, bring what was needed for the tribe, but it would also take the animal swiftly, cleanly, without pain. It was a spiritual journey really, and what he was describing was his spiritual journey, and it started from the making of the arrow. And then the provision, the abundance, what was needed, then came back to the tribe for the people. Whatever you are working on, this feels more like a working element in your reading, if I'm truly honest. Whatever you're working on, this is giving us guidance in December about how to approach it. There will be time out, family stuff to do, no doubt, with Christmas, family, partners, compliments from an admirer. But you are on the road to success. You're being kind of asked to approach that there's something in your working world, or something you're doing, or something you're creating, and you may be a little bit concerned about how you're going to navigate December, whether it's going to move fast enough. Actually, the way to approach this is to almost like meditate in the preparation, in order to make sure that your arrow flies straight and true. And to take the pathway that's less travelled as well here, the Holy Mountain. It's very interesting. I feel that some of you may be called on a journey here with Othilla. This is the hermit crab. It may be that you've outgrown something, or something you're working on has outgrown its present form. You may be feeling a bit muddled as to how to move it forwards. Something I think is going to come to fruition probably in around March time of next year. Where are we now? December. So January, February, March. You know, we're about to enter December at the time of my doing this reading. So, you know, we're talking about a 3-month period of nurture, keeping on track. You are actually being asked to approach it in a very, very particular way. With gratitude, with offerings, with love, with joy, rather than trying to push it. It's like the holy mountain is like going on a pilgrimage, really. And I think you're being asked to approach some sort of project or some element of your life during December. Approach it as if you were approaching a pilgrimage. You wouldn't rush to get from start to finish. You would be in it for the journey. And that's what we're being shown. You're being guided here. If you have any muddle or any confusion around how to move something forwards, sort of step away from it, really. I think we better draw tarot cards. This is really interesting because I think there's something that's going to come to fruition significantly. Ambition satisfied. This is like singing your own song. But I think you could be embroiled too much in sort of all work and no play. It's like if you've got a day job and then you're trying to do something outside of the day job, and that's a massive project or a massive endeavour, and you're so focused on it that you're losing sight of your chill out time. And that also means that your thinking is becoming more muddled. Maybe, this may or may not apply to all of you, but your thinking may be becoming more muddled simply because you're so focused, you're trying to be so focused that you're losing the balance of life, and that's causing your thinking to be muddled rather than clearer, if that makes sense. Let's draw some tarot cards and see what we're shown here for you. May we have, oh, your cards are showing already. So we have the Green Man. Look at this beautiful cauldron here. Yeah, you're putting stuff in the pot here. You're cooking something up. Let's use that language. You're cooking something up. Fabulous. The Green Man is about fertility. Let's take these cards. Okay. We have the Blasted Oak. And we have 5 of Arrows, frustration. Okay, so you're cooking something up, and I do think what this reading is suggesting that in December you would be advised to actually take some time out. Look at all these arrows, and we have a hunter. Now, how cool is that for your reading? But can you see that the arrows are missing? It's like, so we've just been talking about exactly this. It's like this is I think you're beginning to feel like something is either breaking down or it's not happening. Do you know what's going to happen? The lightning, the moment of knowing, the moment of clarity of where to go from here, the clear new potential direction will come when you actually step away, rather than you trying to force it. That there's definitely some unclear thinking around. You're not firing your arrows straight and true. It's kind of like having a ton of arrows, and rather than blessing each one individually and going back with each one, getting to know each arrow, having a conversation with each arrow, discussing the outcome that you are desiring, and investing that spiritual time like a pilgrimage, approaching every day as a pilgrimage, with that level of connectivity, and then knowing you can fire the arrow and that it will find its way to where it needs to be. It's like you've got a ton of arrows and you're firing them all at once in order to try and make things happen, and actually that's not working. You need to spend some time, take some time out, come away, cut yourself some slack. That's what I'm seeing here. Seriously, cut yourself some slack. Let's draw more tarot cards. May we have information for pile 3. So time out is needed. Nurture rather than, you know, full out, all out trying to make it happen. Let's have a look. What do we have here? We have Temperance. Yes, everything in balance. That is what we're being shown here. Take time out. Spend time with someone who admires you. Receive compliments. Chill out with your family. Justice. Justice will be served. It will happen anyway. Page of Wands. You're not being fair on yourself. Okay. We have the Page of Wands. We have the Queen of Pentacles. And we have the Page of Swords. I just feel like there's a time and a place for everything, really. Beautiful souls. You're being asked to really try and consciously make your December a balanced month. Consciously take charge of nurturing things along rather than forcing things along. Taking time away, because something will sort of break otherwise, really, here. You know, it's going to come to fruition. If you know, you're on the road to success here. We have Mountain. And look at the difference. How interesting that we had the Arrow and the Hunter, and then we have this kind of mountain and this mountainous environment here. You're on the road to success. I think, you know, don't worry about this, really. Something you're working on is in relatively early stages of its development. And I think you've made a commitment to it, which is super lovely. And that's really important. It's like that arrow. The hunter made a commitment to, I guess, being an excellent hunter. He made a commitment, but he didn't make a commitment in a sort of a, I will do this and I will go hunting every single day and this is what I will do. He made a commitment through his spiritual practice of actually setting his intent with love and with the right intent behind it. With the card of Justice here, it's very interesting. It makes me think about, you know, in the law, intent is everything. It's like the difference, isn't it, between when something is being evaluated. The intent is what makes a difference. If somebody does something deliberately, or they, you know, with ill intent, for example, or whether they do something by mistake, and it's a completely different outcome. You're being asked to be conscious of your intent and to approach what you're doing from a more spiritual perspective. I'm not saying you're not approaching it spiritually, but not to be swept along by what you think you should be doing and the achievements you think you should be attaining, or the base camps that, you know, if you're climbing the mountain, I need to be at this base camp by this and this base camp by that, because that's what you've plotted for your progress. And you're being asked to really kind of approach this differently, really. Approach this in a balanced way. And if something appears to not exactly break down, but maybe if there's a pause or an interruption, or you just realise that the arrows you're firing aren't ringing true or reaching their destination, it's like, come back to base. Take some time out, go play. Unwind a bit, and then come back and nurture. Remember, the key message that was coming through right at the start here is, you know, if you are growing something and you've planted those seeds, they won't grow any faster by you sitting there staring at them. They will grow faster if you water them and you nurture them, and if from time to time you pop in and you sing them a song. That's what's going to help them to grow. They won't grow any faster by you talking to them and saying, you know, why can't you get along any faster? Why can't you grow? Why haven't you popped up yet? Why aren't you growing fast enough? That won't help. But loving them, talking to them about the future you plan for them, singing to them, watering them, nurturing them, and then toddling off and having a really nice life, a balanced life, that will make it grow. Yeah, there's something about you being really too hard on yourself, on your expectations as to how something should happen and emerge. Here, this is what I'm seeing. I'm going to draw from the Art of Manifestation Oracle pack. This is my own pack. Here's your card. Spiritual Warrior. The warrior energy, the hunter energy. and miracles. Beautiful cards. So I was just about to say, these cards are my own cards, and I give away a pack of these every month in my monthly prize draw, and also a diary and a journal for next year as well now, because they are now live, my Manifest with the Moon diary and journal. So beautiful souls, if you want to be in my prize draw for these, it's a subscriber offer. So if you are subscribed and you'd like to add yourself to my subscriber email list, you are very welcome to do so. The link is below and in the pinned comment as well. So this is really interesting, the pathway of the spiritual warrior and the calling of your soul. This is a big validation that what you're working on is really, really right for you. However, you do need to not exactly approach it differently, but cut yourself some slack about the way that you approach it. Now, miracles, we tend to perceive miracles only when our personal desires are met, and yet when we look back, almost all of us will be able to recall a crisis or a challenge that ultimately proved to be a miraculous turning point and an extraordinary gift. This card asks you to see the miracles that surround you right now and in every situation. So even if things are feeling as though they are delayed or they're not growing fast enough, there's purpose to this. There's real purpose to this. Everything in your reading is suggesting that you need to sort of stay on track and yet simultaneously approach it in a way that means that you experience the joy, the pleasure. Hummingbird energy as well, you know, is hummingbirds are remarkable. Not only do they, I believe they do migrate, so they're tiny and yet they can migrate really long journeys, so they can go the distance, but they also can maneuver. They are the most flexible creature, or the most flexible bird as on the planet. They can go up, they can go down, they can go backwards, forwards, they can hover in one place. So they have the capacity to be very, very flexible, and they have the resilience and the durability to journey in a big way. I'm going to just ask for a couple more cards for you, pile 3. Your December energy is ever so clear, like really seriously. Cut yourself some slack, chill out, let go of anything that is almost so focused that it's causing you to become a little too rigid. I do think with this card as well, the blasted oak, that you may actually find that something comes along to cause you, especially with the miracles card as well, to cause you to have to either stop or take a slightly different route to something. And I think this will actually be quite valuable. I think there's something coming to assist you. I think there's an additional message coming through here for you. In a traditional pack, this is the card of the Tower. And when the Tower shows up, something is going to change. And what we're seeing is something's going to change, and it's going to be a miracle, even though it may not be what you were expecting. So cut yourself some slack if anything doesn't run to plan. Be adaptable, persevere, and yet nurture rather than force. Invest your intent in what you want to happen, like the hunter with the arrow. Maybe we just ask a little bit more about this miracle. Okay, so we have the King of Wands. And then we have the Page of Pentacles. Okay. Oh, and then we have the Eight of Wands. Okay. I actually think there will be a halt in your proceedings of some sort. I always think with this King of Wands, he's not the most chirpy character, is he really? Looking at him as King of Wands goes. But the King of Wands is in command of things. He's in command of creation. And what I'm seeing here is he's stationary. He's also looking back. He's stationary, and he's actually doing a review of some sort. I think something might come along that you need to then, it causes you to have a review. Now, you may be feeling like this is a right pain in the proverbial, because you have planned things, you think you're on track, but whatever shows up, I think it's creating a new opening for you, and you'll be able to move forwards in a perhaps a slightly different way, but more quickly. It's almost as if you can then fire your arrows straight and true. How interesting, pile 3. So let me kind of summarize your reading. So much information coming through. I think keeping your eyes on your end goal, keeping that focused intention with reverence, like the hunter with his arrows, blessing the arrows, requesting that the arrows reach their destination. So you're wanting to reach your final destination. You are needing to nurture and persevere, to go the distance, but also be flexible in December. I think something in December may come along that creates an interruption. It may feel in the immediacy of it like it's a bit of a pain, but I think it's actually bizarrely creating an opportunity. There'll be an opportunity within it that will enable you to then move your project, whatever it is, forwards more quickly. So if there is an interruption, it's like having a power cut, isn't it? If I'm doing this recording, for example, now, if there was a power cut and everything died, I wouldn't be able to edit the video, put all the readings together and upload them onto YouTube. And I would just have to accept that I can't do that. It would be a resignation. I'd be resigned. I feel this character is quite resigned to something. But actually, maybe it is because the day I had planned to upload this reading wouldn't be the right day, and that there was a better time, and that when I did upload it, maybe somebody who wouldn't have come across it otherwise will then come across it. You know, it's like one thing can lead to another that lead to another, and we're not in charge of those kinds of things. That's like the planets almost aligning all of your different arrows for you. But if you've set your intent, whatever route the arrows take, look at all these wands. If you set your intent, whatever route they take, like magic, they will arrive at the right destination. I think a different route may be shown to you in some way, as there's an interruption that later proves to be a genuine gift and a miracle. So be alert to that possibility, my beautiful pile 3. This is your reading. It is such a joy to read for you. These have been so interesting, very specific actually, the December readings. So there's clearly a lot of information that Spirit is wanting to send through in terms of people's unique circumstances. I will of course be doing readings every week as always, without fail, on a Sunday. I will be taking some time out over Christmas and New Year myself, but I will be posting my Sunday readings as always, and possibly a couple of others if I have time beforehand to do them, and then perhaps schedule them for you. But I will be posting my weekly readings regardless, because those are a way of touching base with your spirit team every single week, and we always get an immediate message for you. And then we also look at the next 7 days, what's happening for you in the next 7 days. So do keep a lookout for those beautiful souls, because if you are wanting to touch base, they are there for you, as always. Pile 3, I think your December is going to be really interesting. I think it has the potential to be particularly joyous. But the joyousness comes through not allowing yourself to get frustrated if things don't run to plan, and recognizing that actually you're being guided. There is spiritual guidance coming in here, and you're meant to take some time out. You're meant to take a diversion, because something will then flow true or fire true afterwards. And I think the productivity or the movement forwards after this either interruption or whatever happens will be far greater than it would have been if you'd simply tried to grow. It's like if you've planted seeds outside and it's just too cold for them to grow, but you keep trying to encourage them, and actually suddenly the sun comes out and they grow and they rocket ahead. And all that you needed to do was to wait for the sun to come out, but to continue to water them, nurture them, sing to them and look after them. So this is a very distinct flavour for you in December, my beautiful, beautiful pile threes. Tons and tons of love. Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing. Thank you all of you for being a part of the Moon Magic Tarot channel. It is a joy to read for you. And thank you for all your comments. It is so lovely to hear what is happening in your worlds. Keep us posted. And yeah, I will see you for another reading really soon. Tons of love, my beautiful souls.